Hello everybody at home. Vindman's Bakery is here once again. Let me show you. I'm so glad you're watching this. Let's see. Oh, yes, please, applause. Applause. So as you look around here, I can kind of give you home viewers a sense of who we have, and people continue to roll in here. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning here in Vantage, Washington. And we are about to have a little geology lesson here on the spot.
Happy birthday, Pluto!
In Eastern Africa, Somalia is facing poverty and hunger on an unprecedented scale. UNICEF says more than 500,000 children are at risk of dying by the middle of this year unless urgent action is taken. A child is admitted to a hospital suffering malnutrition every minute of every day. Drought and a 20-year insurgency by militants have already made a desperate situation even worse. Deborah Pata traveled to Badoa in Somalia and met the mothers who risk everything for their starving children. Her report may be hard to watch.
The 2022 Antarctic ozone hole was large and long-lasting. This is the evolution of the 2022 ozone hole season. This animation shows the total column of ozone. As in the two previous years, the ozone hole was relatively large, ranking as the 12th largest since 1979, and it didn't close until mid-December. Something similar also happened in 2020 and in 2021. This animation depicts every Antarctic ozone hole season since 1979. We can see that in the last 3 years, the ozone hole started forming slightly late, but then closed much later than usual as well. While recovery of the ozone layer is underway thanks to the Montreal Protocol, the reason behind this new behavior is still a question of research.
a baby down, traveled at the speed of light for an hour. If he traveled at the speed of light, he would come back in an hour. He would be an hour older, but the little baby would be a very old man.
Well, how long would it take him to get to Houston?
If they were to travel, I'd say about 3 seconds.
Over. I didn't get that last part.
It would take them 3 seconds to get from California to Houston on light speed. This is Houston?
Yep.
Each star's a pool of water, cool water. But with the dawn I wake and yawn and carry on to water, cool, clear water. Keep a moving, Dan, don't you listen to him, Dan. He's a devil, not a man, and he spreads the burning sands with water. Dan, can you see that big green tree where the water's running free and it's waiting there for you and me? Whoa!
Hello, I'm Susan Nash, AAPG, and I'm delighted to be here for AAPG Explorer Live in 5. And today's guest is...
Today I'm announcing that I will not be seeking re-election and that my term as Prime Minister will conclude no later than the 7th of February. This has been the most fulfilling 5.5 years of my life, but it has also had its challenges. But I'm not leaving because it was hard. Had that been the case, I probably would have departed 2 months into the job. I am leaving because with such a privileged role comes responsibility. The responsibility to know when you are the right person to lead and also when you are not. I know what this job takes, and I know that I no longer have enough in the tank to do it justice. It's that simple. I know there will be much discussion in the aftermath of this decision as to what the so-called real reason was. I can tell you that what I'm sharing today is it. The only interesting angle that you will find is that after going on 6 years of some big challenges, I am human. Politicians are human. We give all that we can for as long as we can, and then it's time. And for me, it's time.
So in that sense, it marks the end of our journey.
Te whakamaramatanga o te tini o ngā maunga me ngā tāwhārua o te motune.
Māori have always understood that Aotearoa is a gift from the sea. That's what Abel Tasman thought in 1642 when he called it a land uplifted high. Isn't it a great place to live?
Je pense que le déclencheur de cette guerre est un phénomène qui est essentiellement mu par la crise que vit le modèle russe. Et la Russie comme puissance qui se cherche et qui cherche une destination. Et je ne crois pas que ce soit une guerre dont les fondements sont dans les sociétés européennes. Pour moi,
it's the same up here. You know, we're dismissed by a lot of our colleagues and society because it's an urban world now. They don't know where resources come from. They think we can live without oil and gas and mines, you know, the dirty, and they don't see the supply chain and all that. So we're in a crisis, existential crisis. I think outreach, public education, even in schools, because
Crises, you can't get away. Crises, I need you on one side, conspiracy crises. You can't get away.
Found ways of branding African people with the inscription DY for Duke of York.
Enslaved Africans were branded with the initials of a member of the royal family.
That's correct. That's correct.
Members of the British royal family have expressed their sadness about links to slavery, but have never apologised. He's worried that it could cost him and the monarchy money.
Not only money, but status. He will be exposing actually the criminality of this institution.
One royal who has addressed his family's connection to slavery more explicitly is Prince Harry. In his book, Spare, he acknowledges that the monarchy rests upon wealth generated by exploited workers and thuggery, annexation and enslaved people.
In terms of Prince Harry going this far, it's really, really important. We can see the establishment reaction, including the establishment media, who are seeking to belittle him, demonise him, because he is daring to speak universal truths and actually be in touch with the conscience of humanity.
Not being racist is enough. Some people will say, I am not racist, and that feels to them sufficient. But we need more than that. We need people to be actively anti-racist. We need people to be challenging racism, because not being racist in itself is half of the puzzle. Because what that allows still to happen is for people to sit passively by whilst racism occurs. The anti-racism bit is challenging that racist behaviour and language when you see it arising. So I think people who are not racist are only half as far along that path as we need them to be. And I really encourage people to think very hard about being more active in challenging racist behaviours and practices. So that's my sign off.